All right. Hello everyone. Sorry for the technical issue. So we will start now. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to our free online lessons, and thank you for joining me today. So for today's lesson, we're going to show you how to create a form in Revit family. Okay. So before we started, I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Auni Umira. I am one of the application engineer or the BIM specialist at a CAD system. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen and can hear me clearly. So if you cannot hear me or cannot see my screen, just let me know in the chat box, okay? Okay, all right. Thank you for the response, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the today agenda. So first, we're going to understand what is the form in Revit. And after that, I'm going to show you how to create the forms in Revit. So we have extrusion, blend, revolve, sweep, swap, blend, and also avoid. Okay. So first, let me understand first what is the form. So first, we have a few type of forms in Revit. So there are 6 type of form is Revit here. So the first one is the extrusion. So extrusion create a 2D shape that is given height to create a 3D object. So you push and pull the shape, and then you will have the 3D object. Then we have blend. So blend is the form that create by smoothly transition of 2D with base and top uh, profile. Okay, which means it's blending a 2 type or 2 shape into one. So we have the blend form. All right. The next one we have revolve. So revolve is a 2D profile. It's rotated around an axis to create a 3D shape. So you have a center axis for the profile or for the 2D shape, and then it will rotate around the axis, and then it will create a 3D shape. Next one we have sweep. Sweep is a 2D profile created from 2D profile which move along a defined path to create a 3D object. So you have a 2D object, and then you create a line or a path to make the 2D move along the path, and then it will create a 3D object. Next one, we have the swept blend. Swept blend is a combination of sweep and blend, which is it have the 2 profile, which is a 2 shape, and then it's blend along the single path, which is it has a path, and it's blending 2 type of shape to create the 3D object. And last, we have the void. So void are opposites of solid profile, which is used to cut or remove the material from the existing solid form or a host object in the object, which is, let's say you want to create a hole, you want to create a void in a extrusion, in a blend, in a revolve. So you can use the void form, which means the void form are actually the same as the forms here, but it's creating a void. Okay, so I will show you one by one how to use each of these forms. Okay, all right. So let me open my Revit here. Okay, so for this lesson, I'm going to use a family template. So I just go new here, and then I'm just going to use the generic model template. Okay, let me just bring you to the file view. All right, so we have the reference level here, and then it's going to be the 3D view. Okay, so first, I'm going to show you how to use extrusion. So you just go to create tab, and then from here, you go to form. Let me move this. Okay, from here, you go to form column, and in this column, we have the extrusion. So you click on the extrusion. So after you click on the extrusion, it will show you the draw tools here. Okay, we have line, shape, rectangle, polygon, circle, fillet, and so on. Okay, so to create extrusion, we just simply create the a 2D shape here at the reference level. So I'm just going to use this draw tools. Maybe I'm just going to use the rectangle here. So I'm just going to create the 2D shape like this. Okay. So if you want to make it, more design, so you can add any design that you want to create a 2D shape. Okay. And then tips here is you need to have a closed loop shape. So if let's say I click finish like this, it will show you line cannot intersect with each other, which means you cannot have the line intersect like this. So you need to have a solid 2D shape, which is a closed loop shape. Okay. So this one I'm just going to trim trim it. Okay. Let me just do like this. Wait a moment. This unjoin element and then trim this to line. Okay. So any 2D shape that you want to draw, you can just sketch it here. And then from here, you can go to the properties. You will see this constraint setting. So what mean by constraint? So constraint is the height of your extrusion. So you can see it has extrusion end and extrusion start. So usually extrusion start will be the base of your 3D object. Okay, and then extrusion end will be the height of your 3D object. So you can see here, currently the height of this 3D object is 250. So you can change it here, or after you generate the extrusion, you want to change also, can, no worries. All right. Other than that, you can go inside the properties. You also have this option for you add the material for the 3D object. So you can see material by category. You click on the by category, it will pop up this box with 3 dots there. And then you click on that one. So it will bring you to the material browser. Okay, for example, this is a wood object. So I'm just going to use this wood. All right. Okay, so I'm done with the setting. So let us see the result for the extrusion here. So I just click on finish edit mode. If you didn't click on this finish, the 3D model will not generate. So you need to click on this finish edit mode. And after that, in 3D view, you will see this. Let me zoom in for you. This is the extrusion. Okay, it will follow your 2D shape, and then with the extrusion end. So this is the 250 height. Okay, the height of the shape. Let's say you want to change after it generate. You want to make it higher. You want to make it smaller. Just simply click on the extrusion there, and it will pop up this depth setting. Or you can also go back to the properties. You will see the extrusion end there. You can just change that. For example, I want to change it to 400, and then it will automatically generate it. Other than that, you can also see here, if you notice, if I click on that extrusion, I will see this drag button here, the triangle button. So this button for you to adjust the height, adjust the width, and then the shape. So for example, I want to make it the width bigger. So I just simply click on this button here, the drag button, and then I can drag it out like this. Okay, so that is extrusion. And then let me show you the material just now. Mistake. Oh, this one. Mistake. Okay, so it will show you the material if you change it to realistic. All right. Next one is the moment. Next one is the blend. Okay, so let me just close this one. All right. So next one, I'm going to show you the blend. So I go to create here, and then from here you go to form, same column. and then we have blend. So if I click on blend, and then it will show you the same thing as extrusion just now, the draw tools, the depth, and also if I go to the blend, we have the constraint, blend properties, we have the constraint setting. But the additional feature, which is you can edit mode, we have edit top and edit base here. So if you currently see the edit top activate a button here, so which means now you are working on the base. Okay, so let's say I draw the base first. So the base will be rectangle, for example. Okay, this is the base. And then I want to draw the top. So if I want to draw the top of my object here, I just click on this mode, edit top, and currently I'm on the top shape. Okay, so if you see the edit base feature button here, so which means currently you are on the top base. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use the polygon like that. Oh, sorry. Move it down a bit like that. Okay, and then same as extrusion, we also have second end and first end. This is the height of your blend. So which actually the same as extrusion and extrusion start, but this one is called as the first end. First end, which means your base, okay, which is start from 0, and then second end is your height, which currently is 250. Okay, so you can also add material, same method. Go to this material browser, and then you can add your material here. Okay, so if I go finish, I go to 3D view. So I will have my extrusion blend or blend here there. Okay, it's blending. The base will be the rectangle, and then the top will be the polygon. So if you want to change the height, you can also change it like this. Okay. All right. Either way, if you want to make it manually, you can also use the drag button to make it bigger. Okay. That is blend. All right. So next one, we have revolve. So Revolve is a 2D, it's a also use 2D profile, but you need to have the center line or the center axis for it to revolve, for it to rotate. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use the elevation front. Okay, so let's say I'm going to create the cylinder or like a vase. Okay, so I go revolve, and then you will see the drawing tools here. So for you to draw a form, you will need to have a tool, drawing tools here. So each form has drawing tool. Okay, so for revolve, you will have the boundary line and then the axis line, the center line where you want to draw it. So for example, I draw the axis line first. I draw in from this line, the zero line, from zero line to like 400. The height for my revolve is 400. Okay, this is the center line. So if you want to make it horizontal, if your object is horizontally revolved, you need to draw it at the reference level. But if let's say your object is vertically revolved, so you need to draw at the elevation view. Okay, so that is a tip. So after I draw the axis line, then I go back to the boundary line here. I turn on the boundary line again, and then I can draw the 2D shape of my revolve that it will rotate. So for example, I'm just going to use a line here. Okay, I start from the base of my axis line. Okay, maybe around here. Okay, and then I do escape. Okay, I do the top of my revolve like that. Okay, and then maybe I just going to create a curve. So like that. Okay, will be my a vase. Okay, my vase 2D shape. Okay, so you need same as extrusion, the other extrusion, you need to make sure it's a closed loop shape and that it didn't intersect with each other line, and also it have only one shape. It didn't combine a multiple shape. Then you can finish. All right. So before I click finish, I go to properties here. For the revolve, we didn't have extrusion and extrusion start, or first and second end. We have the angle rotation. Okay, so we have start angle and end angle. So start angle, it will start from 0, and then end angle is 360, which means your object will be revolved 360. If let's say you want your object only revolve half of your axis, so you need to change this one to 180. Okay? So I want to make it revolve 360. So I just let it be 360 here. And then same as extrusion, as blend, you can add the material here. Okay, so let's say it's a ceramic. For example, ceramic. So this one. Okay. All right. And then if I finish, I want to see the result of my revolve. So I just click on finish edit mode. So you can see once I click on finish edit mode, you can see it will reflect to the other side. And if I go to 3D view, I will see my vase there. My V vase. Okay. So this is the revolve. Okay. Other than that, you can also create a valve, okay, like a valve. You also can use revolve to create a screw, a nut, like that. Okay, so that is the revolve. Okay, usually if you want to create like this kind of object, you can use revolve. Okay, all right, and then next one we have sweep. Okay, what is sweep? So sweep is using a 2D object tool, you will use a 2D sketch, and then you will create a path, a line. So that 2D will move along the line and then will create a 3D item. Okay, so that one I'm just going to use a reference level. Okay, so you click on sweep, and then after you click on sweep, you will have the uh, tool for you to create a sweep. So you have sketch path or pick a path. So this is the path that you're going to create. So which is the line, the direction of your 3D. So I didn't have any path here. So I'm just going to sketch path. And then I'm going to use my line. Okay, line here, from here to here. And then maybe like this, like that. Okay. So for example, like this path. And if I go to 3D view, I will see the path in 3D. See? You can also draw your path in 3D view, no issues. Like that. You can also draw your path in 3D view. Okay? Alright. And then if I go 3D view, I see this, the icon here. So this one is the reference plane for your 2D object. Okay, you can also see at reference level, 3D view, or at the elevation view. This is the reference plane, which it will start your your 2D view, you will paste it here. And then along the line, it will follow the 2D object. Okay, so if I done with the path, I click on finish first. So this is the path of my sweep. Then I want to draw the 2D object. So for sweep, you have two type of method for you to add the 2D object. So other than you sketch it, you can also input or upload the 2D drawing, the 2D sketch from the profile. Okay. So you can see here we have the sweep option here, and then we have the profile option here. See? So either by sketch, or if you want to reload, you want to upload your own profile, you draw it first, other on the profile template, and then you want to add it here, you can also do that. So if you want to load a profile, you click on the load profile here, and that will bring you to the library. Okay, so profile also category as a family in Revit, but it's a 2D family. So if I go to the library here, and I'm going to search for profile folder, this one. Then you can see I can have like a wall, curtain wall, door, slab. Okay. Maybe I choose this one, a coping. So this, for example, is a coping or a cornice. Okay, you can also use a cornice. Okay, we have a cornice 2D here. Okay, I click on open. So after you click on open, so if I go to the by sketch here, drop down. Okay, sorry. So I need to click on this select profile again. And then I click on the sketch. By sketch drop down, I will have the profile cornice that I just created just now. Okay. So if I click on that one, I go to 3D view, I can see the cornice 2D shape are now placed at the reference plane of my path here. You can see this one. Okay. So that one, if you want to load the profile from outside, from the other template. If let's say you don't want to load from the other template, from the profile, from the 2D profile, you can go back to the select profile here, and then I can click on the drop down again by sketch. So by sketch, which means you draw it directly. So if I go edit profile, so I can draw it from the front view or the 3D view here like this. I can draw the shape of my path like that. Okay, this is going to be my sweep 2D shape. And then I click on finish, so it will look like this. Alright, so either one, if you want to draw it by yourself or you want to load it from your library, you can just select profile, choose it here, either edit file or edit profile or load profile. So I'm just going to use the cornice just now, this one. And then when I'm done with the setting, I already sketch the path, I already choose the profile for my sweep, and then I just click on finish edit mode. So once you finish, automatically it will show you the cornice like that. Okay. Other than cornice, if you want to do a cable, a trunking, a cable tray path, what else? The conduit, you can also use this sweep. Okay. So that is for sweep. And last for the form, we have the swept plan. So this is for last for the solid forms, we have the swept plan. So I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to use the front elevation. Okay, I'm going to click on swept plan. So swept plan is the combination of the sweep and a blend form. So you will have the sketch path here, and then you will have to choose the profile. So I sketch my path first. So maybe I start from level 0, and then to upward like this, and then like this, and then like this, for example. Okay, this is the path. If I go to 3D view, I will have this path. Okay. A moment. Let's go back to front here. Delete on this one. Okay. That. First point here. And then second point. That will be the last point. And I move this one a moment. Oh, this one. A moment. Let's go back to 3D. Okay. So you can see this is the path of my swept blend. So you need to make sure it has two reference planes. Okay, for example, for sweep just now, we just have one reference plane, which is we only can paste one profile for the path. But for a swap blend, you will have two reference plane, which is you can combine two profile in one line, in one path. Okay, you can see we have the bottom here, and then this is the top. Right? So it should be you can also draw the line, whatever line that you want. So that one you need to draw it first, and then you take a plane, take a line, sorry, pick a line. Okay, but I didn't draw it just now. So I just sketch the path like this. I go finish. So this is will be my path. And then once you have your own path, and then the profile button will be shown like this. So you will have the select profile 1 and select profile 2 because we have two type of shape, so which it will blend together. So I just go here, select profile. Okay, I'm just going to use by sketch. So I go to the reference level, edit profile by sketch. So this is going to be my profile number 1 and then finish. So I go to select profile 2 by sketch. So this is going to be my profile number 2. Like that. And then I go to 3D, I finish. So that will be my profile setting with the path. Okay. And then I go finish again. So you can see, this look like this. Let me show you one more. Okay. So go to create, flat blend. I sketch the path. So let's say I'm going to use the art like this. Okay. Like that. So this one is, let's say your item are horizontally created or horizontal object. So if I go 3D view, it will show me like this. Okay, you will have two reference plane and then one path. Okay, and then finish. I select profile number 1 and then by sketch, I didn't have any profile loaded. So I sketch, edit profile. So you can see it will highlighted the first reference plane. Okay, this one, I'm just going to draw it at 3D view. Like that. Okay, and then finish. So this is going to be my first profile. And then I go to select profile 2 by sketch and then edit profile. This is going to be my second profile here, like that. Okay, and then if I go finish, and then I'm done with the setting, I have my path, I have my profile add-on. So I just click on finish edit mode. So you can see this is combination of blend and the width. All right. And then last one is the void form for the form. So for solid form, we have 5, extrusion blend, revolve, sweep, and swipe blend. And then for void form, if you click on that void form drop down, you have the same features as the solid form. You can see void extrusion, void blend, void revolve, sweep, and swipe blend. So the method of how you draw it is the same as you draw in solid. Okay, but it will create a void. So for example, I go to my extrusion here. I want to create a hole here. So I go to front elevation or left elevation. Okay, front elevation. Okay, so I go here. All right. So I click on void. I'm going to use the void extrusion. So you can see, if I click on void extrusion, it will show me the same tools. We have draw tools here. We have the depth, the extrusion and extrusion type. Everything will be the same. Okay. So I want to cut along this extrusion. So I set a plane here. So make sure it's selecting the face. And then I'm going to create a hole like this. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then I click on finish. So once I click on finish, I can see in my 3D view, it will show me the hole inside my extrusion just now. You can see? Okay, if I rotate, this is the hole. If I go to like, focusing on this item only, a moment. Okay. So you can see it's creating a hole. And then for the void itself, you can extend it manually like this. If you want, you can see. To create a hole like that. Here you can see the hole, the void. Okay. Void is the method for the void is the same. You have the blend. You can also create a blend void. You can also create a void for the revolve. So everything will be the same method as a solid, but it will be opposite item, which is it will create a void like this. Okay? All right. So I believe that's all for the form. Any questions? Okay, so to summarize today's lesson, so we have six type of form, which is extrusion. For the solid form, we have five, which is extrusion. This extrusion. We have the blend. Okay, blend. Let's say you want to get a vase, a screw, you can use blend. We have also, sorry, this one is the blend. Sorry, blend, which is combination of two shapes to create a 3D view. And then we have revolve. Okay, this is the revolve. And we have a sweep, okay, like this. You want to create a cornice, okay, a cable tray routing, all right. And then we have this swept blend, which is a combination of sweep and blend. Okay, you have two type of shape and a path. And last one, we have the void form, which is the same as a solid form, but it create a void into your 3D object. Okay, so any question? Okay, question from Khairul Anwar. Hi, sorry, okay. It's possible, let's say, extrude a separate object in one go. Oh, cannot. If you want to create which means you want to create a 2D, you draw a 2D shape and then you want to extrude in one time, right? That one is not possible, so you cannot do that. You need to draw it one by one. Okay? All right. So thank you for the question. It's actually a good question because I find that user usually like to draw it in one time and then it was extrude all together. So you cannot do that. You need to do it one by one. Okay. All right. So sure, you are welcome. Thank you for the question. All right. So I think any more questions? So I believe that's all. So if you're interested to rewatch today's lesson, you can go to our website and then you go to our YouTube channel here. All right. So you can rewatch our YouTube channel, our lesson at our YouTube channel, and you go to live here. And then you will see we will re-upload our free online lesson here. You can check it out if you want going to rewatch. Okay? So I believe that's all for today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my lesson. Hopefully you get something today. All right, then, yeah, happy Deepavali to everyone. Happy holiday. Bye-bye. Thank you. Take care, everyone. See you on our next lesson.